Jelly Toll said a really interesting thing.
Whoops. I started playing a Josh Strife Says video on my on my live stream. Oh my god, I love these Josh Strife Says videos. Josh Strife Says. Josh Strife Hays, Josh Strife Says, I don't know. It's a bit difficult to run everything. I'm using three browsers already, and somehow I still sometimes mess things up. This is the video I accidentally. Wait, how did I start playing it? Oh yeah, because I switched over to the other. Wait. I need some stuff to close down in here. Yeah, cool. Oh, this is what I started accidentally playing live on stream. There we go. This is a good video as well. I recommend Josh Strife Says at the channel. If you want to be good at what you do. Wait, how do I make this bigger for you? Kind of like this, I suppose. Yeah, there we go. This is a really good video. And in general, his channel is like really good. This is something I really want to like get into the habit of doing. Whenever we have a good discussion, I shouldn't think too much about it. I should just record it, slice it up a bit, put it on YouTube, probably on a different channel, depending on the topic. We'll see about that. And then Bob's your uncle. Because it's people, I've noticed them myself as well. I love these like YouTube discussions. If there's a person who has an opinion about something that I myself am not quite sure of, or if someone, like in this video, right, it's not an opinion. If you want to be good, if you want to be good at what you do, how did it do that? Ah, okay. This is just the side panel. I didn't know you could do that. You could apparently just click and drag here. I just wanted to highlight the title of the video. So if someone has something to say about a topic that I'm interested in, like in this case, if you want to be good at what you do, and it's a really interesting discussion on how the school system doesn't teach you how to learn. So in school you don't learn how to learn. It's a very, very fascinating thing to just pop in on the second monitor, right? And he knows that as well. This is great stuff. This is great content. Many times I find myself not really listening to or engaging with videos that are actually reacting to another video. I don't really like that anymore, because I would rather watch the original video and then watch someone's take on the video if I care about the take of that person, which is the equivalent, the internet version of me kind of discussing the thing with a friend, right? And then I do have real life friends as well, and sometimes we discuss these kind of things, well, with the ones who are interested in the very niche stuff that I'm interested in, and that's lovely to do. But by the way, in the meantime, let's start playing as well, because the agenda for today is Pokemon TCG Pocket, and we are still climbing to Masterball. So if I do that, and the person doesn't really show the video, he or she or they are just reacting to the video in question, or the topic in question, I have no qualms with that. I don't think anyone should have qualms with that. It's a healthy way of reacting to stuff, because there is the innate need to sort of discuss things with others. Ooh, look at that! Finally, I am down to 29 cards in finishing the set. I think this is card number 324. Yep. $324. I'm never gonna finish this stupid set. If you know, you know. So anyway, I like popping these videos in. Sometimes I even just, you know, full on watch them and I enjoy them, and it's good sort of side content to just listen to while you're doing something very, very menial, which if you have ADHD, that's very difficult to focus on. If you have a task your brain interprets as boring, then you need to kind of listen to or engage with two things at the same time, which I know it sounds stupid, but it's kind of how I work and how I have found that I'm able to work around, like, or with the way my brain is wired. So for me, this sort of content is perfect, but there's a caveat. And if you're listening to this kind of stuff as well, if you are there we go. There's a caveat. But there's a caveat. If you are listening to content like this, if you are listening to always the same person talking about, you know, their opinions, their takes, you have to remember to not agree with everything they say. If I start posting these videos sometime in the future, if I start having takes, you really, really have to make sure that you're not taking everything I say as gospel, because it is not gospel. It is just the takes of someone who is the same kind of a human being as you. You should take it as something. You should take my takes or anyone else's takes as something that is, number one, biased, and number two, not objective, but subjective. Anytime someone says to you, this is the objective thing that I am saying about this thing, and my opinion is objective about this thing, that is a red flag. That means that that means that they have an agenda. That means that they are probably the most subjective, probably the person with the most subjective opinion possible. So that's what you need to be careful of when you're consuming this kind of content. You need to absolutely make sure that you're not thinking about the content as gospel. This is extremely important. It is not 100%. Even if you feel like you agree with the take 100%, you should always try to think for yourself, right? My perspective is different, your perspective is different, everyone's perspectives are different. It is extremely important to take, well, this is when we say, right, when it's really important to take everything with a grain of salt, but people don't really take that to heart very much. So yeah. Anyway, wouldn't it be funny if this was my first video on, like, the Tanks Says channel or something like that? That's probably not going to be the name though. I kind of hate it. Ethan, hi, back on the game. You know, just casually. We did a I have my alt account, and we did a Manectric to Masterball on that, and then we have my main account, which is this one, and we're doing a kind of, well, I wanted to do Caesar to Masterball, but honestly it's very difficult, so I am switching between Caesar and Steelix. It's kind of like a steel type, right, or metal type, I suppose, to Masterball. I really want to play Steelix. I really find this deck list intriguing. So we'll see how it works out for us, huh? There are some interesting choices in this deck list that people have made. It seems like every deck list is completely the same, so it should be working. Every deck list is double NDD, double Lucky Pop, one Poke Center Lady, double this, right? Where double heavy helm. There we go. Heavy helmet. So minimizing damage taken and also maximizing damage. Maximizing healing, I suppose. You can't really maximize damage because that's the thing. Mega Steelix is a 2-hitter, and I think in the case of Venusaur properly set up, it is a 3-hitter. So the name of the game here is not really to switch the Pokemon around, right? Too much. It's this. It's creating a scenario where the opponent can't really heal enough or do enough damage to the Steelix to remove it from the field. I don't know. I kind of like it. I think I finally understand why the double in DD. So if you get, worst thing that can happen is you get, or you open with one in DD and you don't get anything else. You don't get the Onyx at all. Even in that case, the Indeedee can kind of tank a lot of damage, right? And it's hopefully you're drawing. I think if by turn 6 you still haven't drawn your Onyx, it's pretty much, you can just pretty much give up the game, right? That's like the really bad draw. But in case we have, yeah, this is the other start. This is also a relatively, I would say, not that great opening because, yeah, it's Onyx. The good thing about it is that for normal basic Pokemon, I mean, even in this case, I would say, there we go. Just the fact that I can negate 20 damage and also heal 20 damage and probably use starting planes as well. That's already good enough, I think. That is already great. I'm not really sure if I want to play Onyx. Maybe I will because I'm afraid of Copycat. This deck is not really that well known for running too many copies of Copycat. But here is the thing, right? This deck is going to use Psychic Terrain, the thing that lets you switch Pokemon around. So we are keeping Stadium in hand. We're keeping our Stadium in hand, starting planes, to negate that. If it's the other one, Training Area or Trainer Area. No, see, it's Peculiar Plaza. Very good. So we have already negated that. They won't be able to use that whatsoever, which is great. That's great news. It's excellent news for us. And it is a very slow start, but there's not much they can do to, you know, have a better start themselves. Ultimately, the plus 20 HP won't really matter on the Meloetta, and definitely not on the Swablues. I reckon he's going to try and go for a you know, sleep strategy, which for that you kind of need the you know, the Darkrai, but even that is completely negated if I have the second in DD on the field as well, and until that happens we just have the Lucky Pot, right? So don't think he's going for that. He's mainly going to try and set Altaria up, which they succeeded with. Right now it has 100 minus 20, that's 80 damage on us. Okay, now we are in a bit more. Okay, so they. Okay. I did do a. Okay, that sucks. We probably lose this one. Unfortunately, we're just not fast enough to like deal with something like this, right? We would have needed Brock's and or, well, yeah. Here we have Brock, but it's just not fast enough. That's fine. We'll take an L. Don't really have to worry about it too much. Something happened to my PC. I'm not quite sure what, but like everything is so... I don't know what happened. Oh, I see now. Everything was very, very quiet. And now things are better. Cool. Sweet. Okay. Let's just send 5 thanks and then be done with that part. Because after that, you're not getting... After that, it's worthless. You're not getting anything. We've got ads. I'm gonna be back in a sec. Okay, I'm just gonna go grab myself some water to drink. Okay, we're back. Ads are over as well, so let's just go for the next one. Okay, so now we have the dreaded DD start. I would say as long as we get, you know, an Onyx, we're fine. It's okay if DD is in the front. As we could see from previous, you know, from a previous match, I would rather, it's better for us to lose the DD. There we go, there's the Onyx. It's better for us to lose the DD rather than losing the Onyx. And we do have a Brock as well. Our hand is a bit too crammed. That's fine. I mean, as long as we get another Brock, we will be able to set this Steelix up very, very quickly. Ugh. Would have been nice to go second though. This deck really loves going second, I would say. And this deck is, of course, the meta deck, right? Frigibacks, Artibacks, Baxcalibur, and Suicune, Chanpao support. So this is the meta deck, right? We'll see how well we fare against it. Really, the name of the game here is setting up Mega Steelix as fast as possible. And trying to, you know, outlast the opponents until that happens. So they probably have starting planes. Usually these strategies go for starting planes, and I'm thinking we can just pop down ours so that our hand doesn't get you know, this way they can't play their own. And I benefit from it just as much as they do. It doesn't really matter. Steelix is still in a state where it can only two-shot things. Yeah, and again, I don't really want to get a very, very big, and I mean, yeah, I don't really want to get a very big, copycat by my opponents. I still would, like, if they have, yeah, see, okay, so they did have the copycat. I was right to do what I did. Now they only get the one card, right? Which is great. We need to try and deny them any advantage they get card draw wise, or they can get card draw wise. And it doesn't really matter. Again, starting planes doesn't really matter. Starting planes, because Mega Steelix is only able to two-shot things anyway. So no second Brock, which is fine, I suppose. Okay, there's the second Brock. So what we're going to do is they already used copycat. I don't think they have another one, so I'm not really worried about that. DD will eat 80-ish damage, right? Would be nice if we could dodge. Would be nice if we could dodge Sabrina, although maybe that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Well, as long as Onyx doesn't die, honestly. So if they Sabrina here, and Onyx lives, we're cooking. Because Brock, but I mean, even if not, that's still fine, because Brock can just go on Onyx, energy goes on, yeah, DD, and we're cooking. Mega Steelix is basically ready to go. Save for the okay. Okay, is this the other DD? If it is, I'll play it. If it's the Onyx, I won't. Cool. I will use Brock. I will Lucky Pop as well. We'll see how good, or like how many heads we can have here. And 0. Okay, that's fine. Let's actually Lucky Pop one more time. Why not? Because our hand is a bit too big, which is what I'm afraid of. Okay, one more. I mean, this basically heals it up to 4. If we lose the pop, I don't really care. No, but we keep it. That's even better. That's even better. In that case, this is what we do, right? Okay. Retreat. Onyx into Steelix. And we attack pretty much, I think. And then Cyrus, right, for the win next turn. And then the rest we'll just kind of figure out. Oh, I should have used the ability of InDD. That's what I forgot. Okay, never mind. I low-key forgot that. And I started panicking because the time was running out on me. This way they kind of have a way of snatching the InDD, which I'm honestly kind of fine with. So I left them a bit of HP to snatch the DD. I don't know if that's a smart idea. I would appreciate the other DD, to be honest. Oh, well, I mean, we have, okay, double Professor, double Pokeball has been used. So that means we have 1 more DD in the deck, 1 more Steelix, 2 more Heavy Helmets, and 1, what else? One more something. I don't know. So they're able to take the DD, which is fine. Because again, I won't really. I think maybe at this point I won't even summon the other DD, even if I have it. Just because for Chien-Pao it's so easy to take it. And we have heals. We have heals. Because this way they're kind of a they're in a bit of a sitting duck kind of situation here. Eventually they will have to sacrifice something. And when that happens, Cyrus wins the game, right? This might be a mistake, but I think I'm playing this correctly, right? Because this is huge damage. We don't have time to set up the other Steelix. It's largely redundant to do so anyway. Yeah, it would just be nice to get the Rocky Helm, not Rocky Helm, the Heavy Helm. And then yeah, once that yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter what we take. We can take the Frigibax as well. If it turns into Backscal, it's 140, which means we one-shot the Backscal as well. Yeah, very good. Nice. Like I said, we didn't really need the other Pokemon. Okay, very good. I kind of like the Steelix deck. It's very simple to use, very simple game plan. Not too many things can go wrong once you have, you know, Onyx powered up and Steelix in the hand. It's an interesting concept. It's a very tanky deck. Sometimes I like playing that. Okay, so Onyx, regularly speaking, would be a bad starter, but right here with Brock and because we're going first, right? If we could get another Brock, that would be legendary. I think I might even just... No, let's go Brock, actually, because this way we might get... This way we might be able to attack next turn, and we can always Professor later. And if we Professor and we draw a dead kind of hand, then they get a big copycat. Luckily they didn't have that. They have Lizier instead. I really wonder if we have an advantage against this deck or not. The previous deck was very peculiar. I've never seen Altaria run Peculiar Plaza as well as Training Area. Maybe that's just my... Maybe I'm just not good enough and I haven't... You know, maybe that was just my luck. Maybe that's a perfectly normal deck to run and I'm just... Yeah. And then there's the Brock. See, this is why this was a good play. And I'm really hope we roll a heads here, because otherwise we are... Oh, it's Stells. Okay, otherwise... Altaria might be able to take us here. I'd prefer if that didn't happen, but realistically speaking, they have a very high chance of just having Altaria in hand. Yep. That's 70 damage, also probably, possibly 100 damage. Yeah, they already have. Yeah, okay. We concede, which is also nice because the games are nice and smooth and fast. We either set up very quickly and they will just quit, or they set up very quickly, like that time, and we just lose quickly, which is always fine because, yeah, next game, whatever. It's a grind. It's always gonna be. It's never gonna be 100%. You're just winning. It's just, yeah, you just need to go next, and that's it. Don't stress about it too much. Okay, Onyx and DD. Is it better to... Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's better to start with Onyx in the front for sure. Especially with Heavy Helm, I kind of didn't even notice that. Okay, so this is kind of a Darkrai, Absol, maybe, and then Greninja kind of deck with a Chingling. I mean, I have bad news for this guy, because really, Hiking Trail is perfectly viable for us as well. Or it will be, I suppose. We might... Well, you know, if it's beneficial for them, however, if it's beneficial for them, we might want to, like, just because of that, play this. Because this is more beneficial for us. Yeah. I think this was the correct play. Yeah, sure. Okay. Darkrai in itself doesn't really have enough damage on the Onyx. And this is the funny thing where even with all of this stuff, right, I'm almost able to heal to full every single turn because they're able to do 60 damage to me and I'm able to heal for 40. Yeah, let's Professor. Brocks are still hiding in the deck. Can we get a Pokeball maybe? I don't know. I guess the next turn Mega Steelix is able to just go, right? I don't know if I should Heavy Helm. Maybe they have Yeah, we won't Heavy Helm just yet. We won't do that. I think we can survive one more turn, right? Hopefully our hand is not getting taken. Okay, rare candy, fantastic. This is an interesting thing. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the strategy they might want to go for is ping the DD, Cyrus it to the front, try to kill it with Darkrai. Or the same thing with the Onix. However, here is the thing. Here is what I'm thinking about this play. Ultimately, largely, it doesn't matter what happens to this Onix. They can take it. Because I only need the Steelix. I only need one Steelix is what I'm trying to say. So because of that, what I'm going to do, because it's that one's kind of beyond saving, probably. I mean, 100% definitely beyond saving. So what we can do here is just Brock on that one. I will Pokeball. I will keep the Heavy Helm, actually. Because we're losing this one anyway. We can heal. We can heal. It's not a big deal. We can heal, not a big deal. Technically, we can heal another time, because why not? Me playing this on the other DD might be problematic. I will play Steelix as well over the original one, right? For sure. I will give an energy to this one, and we'll just see what happens. We'll just see what happens. I end my turn. We have one more Brock. So basically, Onix might be able to, you know, attack next turn. Might be. They have one more card. I don't really think... I'm starting to think they might not be running... what's that? They might not be running... Okay. That's kind of random, but I'll take it. They might not be running Guzma at all. Shout out to my wife. I see what they're trying to do here. I see what they're trying to do here, and unfortunately they are succeeding with it. So what we have to do is DD. I kind of need to do this and Heavy Helm, even if it gets destroyed, both of them. And then Copycat, and maybe we get some heals. That would be very, very nice. Okay, very good. That's what I was going for. We can just Lucky Pop that. So this way they can't ping it to death. Very, very importantly. And yeah, we're just able to survive. So they can't ping this to death. Very, very important stuff. I think they must have an Absol in the hand. One more Cyrus. And what else? I don't know. Maybe one more Chingling. Potentially Sabrina. I don't know. Sabrina is fine for us. We've solidified our position rather well. Like, there's a chance of us just drawing... There's a version where we have 2 Mega Steelixes, I mean. They've set it up for us. And I mean, I'll take it. I hope I'll be back to pocket. Just until we reach Masterball. And then that's it. High decks, by the way. I just kind of feel like, you know, playing this game casually. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancier than that. Don't play pocket anymore, lol. I honestly understand that. I honestly don't even... I'm not even surprised people are not playing this game. I keep talking about this, right? It's way too clunky, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. So they tried, they failed. You know what would be funny here if we rolled heads with Onyx? That would be really funny. Cool. Can't really take it now. We have one more Steelix, one more Brock. Yeah. One more Professor, right? No Professor. Game is so stale after I saw the new Charmeleon with the exact same ability as the one from last. So just a new attack. I was like, there's just no creativity with the cards anymore in this game. I wasn't really... So me personally, I don't agree with that take, even though it's kind of a valid take now that I think about it. I haven't really thought about it that way. With the Charmeleon specifically, that Charmeleon kind of unlocked a much faster version of the same deck, because that Charmeleon is able to attack turn 3, which is that's something that the strategy was just lacking, right? And now we have that. So I personally don't mind that card. It's the thing that I mind is just how how should I say this? Just how... So because there is not enough cards for the most part in the decks. See, so this is a great counterexample, this match. It's a great counterexample to my point. Most of the time there are decks where too much is just random. Right, we don't have time to play out our entire decks. We don't have time to execute our strategies, and therefore we just, you know, we just lose. Here, this dude had time to play out his entire strategy. I almost had time to play out my strategy in its entirety, and not much was down to the coin flips, because I use some coin flip cards in this deck, which I don't like, but I have to use them. It's kind of a compromise, right? Or Onyx is good even if we flip tails. Lucky Pop is good even if we flip tails. But I haven't gotten around to playing any of those, I think, last game, which is fine. The however, in many games, it's just like with this deck specifically that we are going to play against. In many cases, it's going to come down to the coin flip. The game is diluted way too much into... There's just too much random in the game. In the TCG that I have been experimenting with in the past, like 3 months, there is just way less that's up to random chance, right? Okay, I rolled heads. That's great. Yeah. We take less damage, we get the lucky pop as well. So, but if I don't get these things, it's so difficult to it's in many cases it just so much is down to luck, is what I'm trying to say. It's a really roundabout way of the game just having a little bit too much that is randomly decided, which I personally don't like. So yeah, like Slayer, I've not seen you forever for pocket. Don't get used to it either. So I'm just here to play these casually. I still am stout about playing whatever I feel like. And I'm really hoping I can reach Masterball for this season on my main account, which is this one. Not really showing that, or you used to not really show this too much on stream, but here we are, I guess, now. And how legendary it would be to draw Steelix. I mean, it would have been nice, not gonna lie. Okay. DD, very good. This is the card that I needed for surviving. So don't get used to it too much. I will be playing other games, and I really just want to play this game casually, because at the end of the day, I am a Pokemon fan and I still enjoy playing Pokemon games. So occasionally I will play Pokemon games. But yeah, I don't mind random aspects of card games because every card game has that. But I do agree that this game, basically every card comes to that. Like you get close to carrying them on, for example, and all of a sudden someone ice pops, 100 HP. Exactly. Very, very good. This is exactly what I'm trying to say here. So much is up to random occurrences in this game, whereas it feels like in the TCG you just can't have that. In the TCG it's way more difficult to there are so many strategies, which a really good example is Pidgeot EX in the TCG. So you rare handing the Pidgeot EX. Pidgeot is able to get any card from the deck, basically any card. And then Arven in there is a really good example as well. You get a trainer and a Poketool, and you can run 4 copies. So even if something ends up in the pile, you know, in the prize pool or prize pile, I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. And there is some randomness in that game as well, but it's way more manageable. There are way more ways, I guess, to just draw the cards you want, to play your strategy out. And in the original TCG, it feels like if you lose, it's kind of your own fault because you were sequencing incorrectly. And I love that because it's more about thinking rather than getting lucky. Here, it's if they use Misty and it pops 3 times, there's not much I can do. I have just lost on the spot. And that is a very, like, that just happens, right? Lucky Pop, the same thing, right? And yeah, I kind of don't like that, but which is why the only way I am willing to play this game is casually. That's the only way I'm willing to interact with this game. Lucky Ice Pop is infuriating because completely shifts the tide of the battle in a way that feels so undeserving. Exactly. If it pops, if the magic happens, right? It's so unfair. It's undeserving. And no matter, and the problem is, I think this is the best way I can put it. The problem is, in many scenarios, there's just nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing. You will lose, right? And that's just frustrating, I suppose. There are so many cards in the hand. I really don't want to lose Cyrus, but we will, I suppose, because they're going to attack next turn, which sucks. I guess out of all of these, Brock is the most important. So kind of let's go like that. And if they do get rid of Cyrus, maybe next turn I can copycat. Yeah, that's the plan. The actual TCG, you have to put the pieces of the puzzle together every game in a different way. Like you said, Pidgeot, for example, you have to actually think what card will help me in this situation, which is what we call sequencing. And if you get the wrong one, you put yourself behind. Exactly. And that I love that. I wish I had more time on this earth. And I wish I could dedicate, if I had more time on this earth, I would dedicate that to learning that game, because it literally, Dex put it in a really good way. It literally feels like you're trying to solve a very, very difficult puzzle every single time you're playing the TCG. And if you solve the puzzle, there is a million ways of solving the puzzle. And if you solve it incorrectly, you will lose. And it will be on you. There's not much random anymore in that game, which is surprising because it is a TCG. And I don't know, I just love that kind of concept, right? Okay, with Cyrus, we just can't save Cyrus. It's just gonna go in the bin. But here, the problem here is that the card flip effects are just too strong. But the game itself, this is not a 60 card deck where we have to take 6 points, right? This is 20 cards where every card slot matters, and we only need to take 3 points. right? They only need to kill this Mega Steelix to win. I only need to kill this Mega Absol to win, right? Very, very simple stuff. You can play around those occurrences, like what he's going to do right now, because he's going to KO the Indeedee and snatch my Cyrus, and I'm probably not going to... Like, at that point, I've probably lost too much tempo. But that in itself can only really happen the way it does is because he started... he went second, right? So Mega Absol was able to attack turn 4, which is really, really OP. So I'm pretty sure they have Sabrina. That's why they got rid of Professor, because the only thing that can really save them here... what I'm thinking they will try and do is Sabrina into Onyx. Or, well, Indeedee. I mean, if they Sabrina, I will just go DD. They're very simple. Let's see what they are thinking, because I'm not really sure. Here's the thing though. If they do Sabrina, they will be able to get rid of my Cyrus. But I still win, right? So like, okay, Dino, I'll take that. I guess I understand that. But yeah, many times it feels very frustrating playing this game. I really enjoyed playing Manectric to Masterball. That was a very consistent deck. I was surprised at myself too for liking it. I'm not really sure, by the way, again, my opponent, I'm not really sure what he's doing. He had 2 chances to get my Cyrus in the bin. He refused to do that. I feel like he should have just done that. He played incorrectly. So this is another rare case where I beat him because he made mistakes. I'm not really sure if he realizes he lost. But, I mean, no, I wasn't hiding anything from this chap, so... Like, he knows, he has seen this Cyrus like 3 times. Twice, actually, but yeah. And there we go. I thought for sure he was going to go for like some sort of a Sabrina and then get the Cyrus in the bin kind of play. Because I can't really retreat the Onyx. And if I pop the Indeedee in, but I mean, even if yeah, with that play, because of the Indeedee, I would have still won, I suppose. I don't know. Because it felt like he was cooking something. Well, whatever. I think I have to send out like 2 more thankses or 3 on no, I think it's 2. It's whatever. You can only, like, only 5 will count, right? But yeah. Because by the way, Dex and X-Layer, because you're OGs, I'll tell you something cool that I have been talking about on stream. I was kind of absent from streaming and all that jazz because I have started interacting with the actual TCG. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, yeah, he just said he started playing the other game. That's not exactly what I mean. What I mean is more like this. So yeah, I have kind of, to put it simply, since last we met, I've kind of become a Pokemon vendor for the TCG, which is a crazy story, and I can't wait to tell it on YouTube. I am extremely behind on video editing duties, but hey, that's just how I work, I suppose. At this point, I need help, which now I finally have. Shout out to my wife; she's actually helping me right now and doing stuff for me. So. Very much appreciated. She had school stuff to deal with, but that's completely over now. She has her diploma, if you will, and yeah, I couldn't be more chuffed to finally be able to work on more stuff and hopefully release everything in due time. So I had a crazy idea. Here is the bit longer version of the story. I had this crazy idea. The crazy idea was, I have a bunch of. So I used to be. Okay, that kind of. Okay, I kind of give the ending of the story away. I used to be a tech investor, right? I had investments in like tech stocks, whatever. Nothing. You think that's really cool? That's literally one of the simplest things to do, right? I kind of started seeing a fake market turn during December when every tech company was becoming way overpriced for some reason, and I told myself, hey, this is not normal, because the thing that started happening, for example, Tesla was like, oh, I guess now we're an AI first company. Now we're actually an AI company. And I'm like, no, just this is the final straw for me, right? And every single other tech company started doing the same thing. I felt like, and this is just my opinion, right? This is just my gut feeling, if you will. I feel like this current like state of AI first companies and like AI data centers and just every consumer thing is getting more and more expensive because RAM shortage, SSD shortage. This is a race to the bottom because no one wants AI. No one wants generative AI. AI should be a specific thing, not a general thing. For specifics, AI is perfectly good to use. Medical stuff, you know, I don't know. That's what people usually come up with as an example, and I completely agree. They should pour money into like making a good medical AI and not AI that is able to make slop regardless of if that slop is video or text or photo or whatever. I don't care. I don't care for anything. At the moment I notice something is AI, or if someone is an AI channel on YouTube, even if it's just the voice, I don't listen to them anymore. Because this has been shown and studied. You can only learn, and this is so interesting, you can only learn from human beings. It is not possible. So this is the utopia for these tech oligarchs. Have schools where AI is teaching the kids. It's not possible to do that. Once you realize it's not a human, your brain just kind of refuses to learn that way from a machine, which is a very, very intriguing thing. It is also something that has been studied and it looks like it's true. So if I'm not able to learn from AI, if I'm only able to really learn from humans, if I need the human element for learning, then how will I learn or get entertainment or otherwise grow in any way if I'm consuming content that was made by just an AI? It doesn't make sense. So in my case, I have completely shut this out of my life and I'm way happier for it. And also, I have now had a really huge decision, coming back to the story that I was talking about, which is, since I'm a tech investor and most of my all of the companies that I have invested stocks in are becoming these stupid AI first companies, like what do I do now? And I had this really crazy idea for some time, which is, there is this massive card show in Europe called Card Madness. It's a 2-day card show. It's in Frankfurt. It's also in Düsseldorf in Germany, but Frankfurt is the one that is the first. And I've done something actually crazy and stupid, and I've put this in the video that I will be releasing hopefully this week, because it's getting, at this point it's getting ridiculous just how behind I am, I suppose. Anyway, what I did was I bought some tickets to Card Madness, and not tickets that just give you or get you entrance. I bought tickets that come with tables. I've spent, to be quite frank, I've spent 450 euros, which is almost 500 US. I've spent that on getting vendor tables, without having Pokemon cards. So I put myself in this crazy situation where I have to now become a Pokemon vendor. I have to now get comfortable selling my investments and investing that money in me. And I know you'll be like, you might be like, well, you're not investing it in yourself, you're investing it in Pokemon cards. Yes, but that's also kind of, if you think about it, an investment in yourself, an investment in your own abilities. Because here is the thing that you might not know about me. I used to have a Shining Charizard. I used to have the base set Charizard, Unlimited. I used to have all of that. Why? Because when I started with the Pokemon TCG, I was 12. And those things were on the shelves. And sometime later, well, it was actually only a few years back, we sold all our Pokemon cards. Previously, I sold all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And I regretted that. And I wanted to get back into being a vendor again. Sorry, not a vendor. I wanted to get back into just Pokemon cards again. I wanted to get back into fiddling with TCG cards again. And for that, I need to be like, okay, if I want this to work, I need to be able to know which cards to buy, know which cards not to buy, all that stuff, right? I need to be able to make decisions. I can't just be like, well, here is, I'm giving my money to Elon. I'm giving my money to Bill Gates. I'm giving my money to Jeff Bezos. I can't be like that anymore. I need to take responsibility for the way I'm spending my own money. And if I fail, it will be nasty. It's all on me now. But if I succeed, then I will have become something more than just an investor. And I will have become someone who's actually running a proper business. Meow says, by the way, welcome back, Meow. You could just stand at an empty table, which is actually a valid thing to say. I could just do that. In fact, there is a chap who is doing that. His gimmick on YouTube is he stands at an empty table and then he I think in the thing, right? He has like a table saying your cards come here or something like that, and he buys everything. And that is valid. That is valid to do, but I just didn't want to do that kind of, I don't know. I just didn't want to do that specifically, right? Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm doing really, really good. I'm doing extremely well, so thank you very much for asking. And also, major inconvenience. So sorry, we have a very, very strict filter still for bad words. I'm not turning it off. I kind of decided to just roll with it. So yeah, excuse me for that. Apologies for that. Just try to keep cussing to minimum and your comments should come through. Okay, we just heal. Sorry, I tend to be very blunt. That's okay. You can be blunt. That's perfectly fine. Just, we need to take, you can be blunt, and also you can be blunt in a tactful way, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm trying to, that's what I'm trying to make people do here. Okay, you can be as blunt as you want. Just make sure you're also tactful, right? I feel like we should copycat, because there won't be too many chances of doing that. Filter's caught me once or twice or thrice. Yeah, sorry about that, really. I'm a huge advocate of it is okay to say things bluntly, but you can do it without using cuss words or swear words. You can absolutely do that. So yeah. So here is what happened. I actually bought those tables and I started my journey. I bought those tables. I took a shot at this. I told myself I'm gonna be responsible for my own financial decisions from this point onwards. I'm gonna be responsible for all this money from this point onwards. And I want to have, like, this was my dream as a kid. Like, I want to have a TCG shop. It's kind of that's not really the dream anymore. It's just like, because that wasn't the dream. I just wanted to like make a living from fiddling with TCG cards. It's stupid, I know, but it was my dream, right? That was the dream of 17-year-old Tanks. Ask him, he'll tell you. And now I can kind of do that. I can kind of buy Pokemon cards. I can fiddle around with Pokemon cards and make a living out of that. Sign me up. Where do I sign up? Should I tell you what my last card is, by the way? My last card is a ticket out of here, because this is getting ridiculous at this point, honestly. Why stupid? I think it's cute. Yeah, absolutely. It's stupid because I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why I would think it's stupid. Mainly because most people still don't understand just what TCG is. Well, most of the people that I know specifically, it's still a very, very niche thing. Pokemon is already a niche, and then Pokemon TCG is a niche within a niche, right? So there we go. Well, actually, we can just. I mean, we can't retreat, right? Because we're asleep. That's fine. Okay. Anyway, next turn we should be able to win. Well, not quite yet. But yeah. I'd say the hardest part would be to have something unique or a huge following to live off of it. So I even thought about that. So here's the thing. In Europe, not many people are doing this. In Europe, we just don't have the same amount of card shows and or these card exchanges or trade nights as they have in the US. They have it in the UK, they have it in the US, but not in Europe. It is very, 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 very early stages. I have already been. So like I said, I took a shot at this, and I bought some Pokemon cards. And I did good. I did good. I can't really tell you the exact numbers, but I made profits. I was able to present myself as someone who is a vendor, as someone who is in this from the kind of the business point of view, and people were like, yeah, that's fine. I'll sell you my collection for 70% on the normal cards. I don't know, 80% for the more like 80, 85, 90% for the more expensive cards, and then everything else 50%. I was able to make deals like that, which was very, very interesting. Okay, there we go. I guess we can just... How much damage can they do? Wait, let me just give me... Oh, sorry. Let me just calculate this real quick. So they're able to do 60 to me, which is only really just 20 plus, but they can't really... Okay, but we are fine, right? We're absolutely fine. It's also fine if I do this, because they can't make me sleep. Unless... Okay, I think they're able to make me go to sleep. So we might actually... Okay, this is a tough one. Okay, this might be a huge mistake. Give me a sec here. This might be a huge mistake. But I need to roll with it. Okay, this is interesting. If they have Cyrus, we pretty much die. I was banking on the fact that I think they might not have that. Just based on the vibes of this deck. I was like, there's no way they have Cyrus. If they have it, yeah. But they don't. Yeah, so I was right. I was correct. And now we win. Cool. It was a totally just vibe based call on the Cyrus, because now we don't even care. We just Poke Center Lady. It was the last card in the deck, by the way. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, I was saying, it is a niche within a niche, but it is fine because the there is more interesting Pokemon cards than like ever before. And I wanted to get back into this, but this time around with not just with like grown-up money, but with also intentions of making this, if not a business, then just a side gig. And for that, I needed to make sure that this is profitable. For that, I needed to make sure that this is, because I know this sounds weird, because this is the part that is weird. I'm not really, yeah, there are some cards that I like. There are some cards that I'm collecting, but I don't really care about that part of the hobby. I had a running suspicion that the thing that I might like the most is actually just the vendor experience. It's just that, it's standing behind the desk, or the table, sorry, standing behind a table and selling cards to people and having a nice, you know, conversation. And I've had that already. I've signed up for 2 events that have already happened where I was vending. I went to these events, like I've never been to card expos before that, and I went to the very first one as a vendor, and then I went to the next one, which was like a 5 times larger one, as a vendor again. And now I'm going to Card Madness, which is again a 5x compared to the last one, and it's I have never been as just someone who's there to take a stroll, who's there to, you know, negotiate fair prices on the next Rayquaza or Mega Charizard X because they need them for their collection. No, I've went as a vendor, and I absolutely loved. I've absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved every second of it. I had so many interactions where a girl comes to me, for example, and she says, do I have any Joltik cards? And I'm like, I should have a Joltik card somewhere. But I asked her, like, why Joltik? And she's like, you know, like, Joltik is just the cutest Pokemon ever. Joltik is my favorite. And I have a binder full of Joltiks. And I told her, what? That's crazy. That's amazing. Okay, wait a second, because I know I have a Joltik. I find the Joltik. It's like €5. I just give it to her for free. And I told her, this is for a good cause. This is for you, for the Joltik binder. There's one catch. The price of this Joltik is that you have to show me your binder. That's the price. And she's like, oh, I don't have the binder here. And I was like, no, okay, then it's fine. Then I take back what I said. I believe you. It can be yours. It doesn't matter. She took off. She was like, I'll be back. She went home, grabbed the binder, comes back. She's showing me the binder, and it was in fact a Joltik collection. And I was like, that's amazing. You didn't have to do that. She was like, nah, it's okay. I live close. I live nearby. It's fine. And it was such an amazing interaction. It was so, I don't know why. It's just so, I don't know why it's fun to see someone who collects Joltiks and who's genuinely, you know, hyped to get a Joltik card that is not expensive. She was so hyped to get a Joltik card for free. And I was like, this is it. This is what I love doing. It's real. It's not just, you know how, because we have influencers like that. Coop's collection, Beard Cards Dad. I can never remember his Beard or Bearded Cards Dad. Yeah, one or the other. I'm so sorry, mate. I keep messing your name up. And it's those interactions are actually real. This is, at least they were for me, and that was such an amazing thing to just be part of. I'm so happy that I got to do that. It was the best time I've ever had having Pokemon cards in my hand, honestly. And I wanted more of that. So now I have a business, a side gig where I get to fiddle around with Pokemon cards and interact with people, which is 2 of my favorite things ever to do. And I did it on my own accord. I did it with my own money. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and whoever the heck Alphabet CEO is have no control over my money anymore. It's scary, but it's kind of like, it feels like I'm back against the wall. because I'm the one making all the decisions. But it is also one of the most liberating feelings that have ever happened to me. I can't wait to finally release all these videos on YouTube, because they are there. They are not there. They are right here on this very PC right here that I'm streaming from. Everything is there. Everything just needs to be edited first, which is the tough part. But now, like I said, now my wife is on board. And she's going to help me out so much with this, which I appreciate beyond my ability to express. And yeah, I just can't wait for you lot to see all of that, because it's gonna be amazing. But not because I'm amazing, it's because vending and just being able to have this interaction with human beings is amazing. Yeah, so that's what's been happening to me for the past, yeah, almost 4 months at this point. I was working day and night on this to make this happen. And it happened. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't reading comments because I was like doing my TED talk. Like an absolute idiot, but I wanted to catch all of you up because you're the real OGs. You're the Twitch OGs are the real OGs. Okay, so yeah. Yeah. So Meow is saying because Meow said something interesting. So your goal is to sell more than 450 euros of cards so the table pays itself. Yeah, basically, yes. That's goal number 1. Goal number 2 is going to be more like 10,000 euros. Which sounds crazy, but I think I might be able to do it. I know it sounds crazy if someone has never done that, but let's just say I've already, like last card show, I've already done, well, about 60% of that. So that's kind of crazy. Wait, no, not 60. Yeah, sorry. About 35-ish%. So almost, yeah, 1/3 of it. But that was a 1-day card show and not nearly as big as Card Madness is going to be. Not nearly as big. Okay, that's fine. Oh, we've got a nice belly bolt here. Look at that. Aren't we able to just... No, we are not, is the answer. We need to lucky pop this as well, for sure. Lucky pop, lucky pop. Now I'm the villain. I'm the bad guy who's using lucky pop. I don't care, frankly speaking. We're healing to full here, regardless of if this is heads or not. Because we have the other one as well. I'm willing to use it here because we have Poké Center Lady. Next turn is going to either be Poké Center Lady if they do something stupid, or it's just going to be us winning with Cyrus. So in order to make that happen, I want to have as lean of a hand as possible, just to be sure, right? They might have, I don't know, red card or something. Probably not, but like, yeah. Nice to have that. Anyway, Meow said something else interesting. Is going from niche to be sorry, so Pokemon as a thing is going from niche to disliked because of all the scalper drama. Yes and no. Very, very important point you are making. So on the one hand, it's true. There's so much content being made about how Pokemon as a hobby is the devil itself, because scalpers, scammers are turning it into that. But this is why I think. This is exactly why I think. Wait, we've got ads. Okay. I'm gonna wait. Okay, I'm gonna stop yapping in the meantime. Easy. You know what? I'm gonna take a quick break myself as well, and then I'm going to address that because it's very, very important. There we go. I'm back in a sec. I'm back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. So, very, very important thing to discuss here. Hi, Loshans. Thanks, do be liking pixel art. BRB, the screen, BRB screen's adorable. This is literally, this, by the way, is literally just my background. I can change it as well, right? So if I do this and I click next wallpaper, then we're getting this one. Fantastic. Which is just, if you're unfamiliar with what this is, okay, words, what is it called? Wallpaper engine, right? Wallpaper engine is a, I might be able to show you this. See? So, wait. I'm gonna make it a bit smaller. So if we go here, right? This is my background, like I said. So this is wallpaper engine on my third monitor, which is just a TV. So these are some really cool things. This is the one I really like, for example. This is kind of a 3D pixel art, not really. We also have this one I really like. It's Hollow Knight. And I also really like this one. These like kind of, yeah, this is my other favorite. This Mewtwo one. This looks really cool. I'm gonna keep it on the Mewtwo one for now. So yeah, that's the illusion shattered for you. It's one of the best €5 that I've ever spent in the Steam store. So anyway, very, very important thing. Meow was saying, let me go at this again. Meow is saying Oh, by the way, Meow, your goal, when you said your goal is to make more than 450 euros, the goal is actually to make about... So we have hotel costs as well. It's a 2-day show, so we have 4 days in the hotel. My videographer and very, very good friend Mark is coming. Mark's wife is coming because you can only pay for... Like, the room is coming with 2 people anyway. So... they have to spend no money on any of that, so we're paying everything for them. If you account for stuff like food costs and petrol, it's 1,000 kilometers, 600 something miles. It's gonna cost me about 1,300 euros just to be there. So if I want to break even on the costs, I have to make at least that much. And then 10,000 would be, I think, according to my calculations, at about 11,000, it is better. So if I don't make about 11,000 in profit, then it would have been better for me to just sell stuff on eBay. But this is the thing, right? I'm not doing this for the money. I'm perfectly okay taking a loss at this event, because to me this is about the experience. This is really just about the human experience of it. When I see people's eyes light up when I give them, I don't know, like a shiny, like a baby shiny for free or something, because they're shiny collectors, it's so that's something. I don't know how to say this any better. I just love that feeling. I just love to be able to give that to people, because it doesn't cost me much. But for them, it's yeah, for them, it's, I've made their day, I've made their week. And I've already had those compliments. It's extreme. I can't explain just how nice it is to be on the receiving end of those compliments. Yeah. Anyway, I was saying it's going from niche, Pokemon, TCG is going from niche to disliked because of all the scalper drama, bad trend for card collectors. Which is something that I unfortunately agree with, but it is way more manufactured than you would think. And is exactly why I want to get into making content, or more specifically videos like this. So what do I mean by all of this? Pokemon, as anything else that is popular, is being heavily scrutinized. Pokemon TCG has, fortunately or unfortunately, you decide, a lot of money involved in it. When anything has a lot of money involved in it, scalpers, scammers are going to come and try and ruin the hobby for everyone, as people like to say. But here is the thing. You can decide not to interact with those people. You can decide to come to me at a card show, find the cards you want, and if it's something that you A, are a fan of, and B, costs like 10 euros, I might just gift it to you for free. Because I would rather you have the card and be happy about it, and I would rather take a loss than, you know, sell it to someone who's trying to, I don't know, flip it or scam someone with it. 100%. For example, and just to add to that, I can't wait to see what's going to happen at Card Madness, because I don't know, maybe it will happen that someone comes to my table and they will say, I want to buy all of your cards. I just want to buy all of your cards, comb them out for me. I want to buy everything. Maybe they are like a whatnot streamer or something. Yeah. Do you know what do you know what I'm going to say if someone comes to me with that? Okay, you can buy everything that is in here for 200% of the price. Otherwise, get lost. So all the cards here cost, I don't know, 10,000 euros. So you are paying me 20,000 euros. And they would be like, whoa, but what, bro? And I'm going to say, no, I don't need you. I don't want to sell these cards to you. I don't like you. So if you want these cards, then you have to take the scammer price. Because you're trying to scam people with this. You're probably going to make that kind of profit and whatnot. So I'll be taking your profit. You can have the cards. You can run your business. Because I'm not here for you. I'm not here to sell these cards. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but I'm not here to sell these cards. I'm here to give people the cards they want. And you're trying to take that ability away from me. I wish that happens. I wish that happened to me during the next card show. Because I would clip farm the heck out of that. I would clip farm that until it would be everywhere. I would clip farm that so hard. Because I'm not there to make profit. I really am not. I'm there to have this experience. But Meow is right in the fact that loads of people are trying to turn this hobby into something that is not. Which is a money printing machine. Okay, it's Brock Heavy Helm as well, I suppose. Wait. The Heavy Helm. There we go. Because we might have, if we're brocking, if we top deck Brock, this thing is able to attack as Megastelix. So, but because of all of this, so we have established that Pokemon is popular. Pokemon TCG is therefore even more popular. And Pokemon, and when something is popular, people come and try. And when something that has money is popular, scalpers and scammers are coming. They're not far behind. That is just something you can't help. That is just the name of the game. It's going to keep happening because that is part of how humans operate, if you will. But here is what's different. What's different nowadays is that we have social media. And people who think they are doing some good faith act. Sorry, no. How do I want to word this? This is really difficult. How do I want to word this? Give me a moment to think about this. Okay. So here's how I want to talk about this, right? Nowadays, Pokemon attracts a lot of bad crowd. But you know what else is profitable when that happens to a hobby? Talking about those people. Because, especially in the day and age of social media, negativity sells. I remember this video. It was someone who lives in Budapest, right? I used to live in Budapest as well. It's my hometown. It's my home city. I love Budapest. And it's... The dude had two videos. One was titled something, top 5 reasons why I love Budapest, and then top 5 reasons why I hate Budapest. Those were the two videos. Guess which one had more views? It is very, very easy to guess. If you guessed the one with the word hate, you guessed correctly. The first video, the why I love Budapest, had about, at the time of me watching this, at the time of me noticing that, at the time of me seeing these videos, the first one had about 100,000 views, and the one with the word hate had 600,000 views. It is way more profitable to be negative on the internet than it is to be positive. But in turn, something interesting, something peculiar happens. when that is the case. When you have Pokemon that is, like we established, very popular, has a lot of money in it, and therefore has some bad actors in it, but now it doesn't stop there. It also has but nowadays it doesn't stop there. It has a load of commentary influencers who talk about only the negative stuff. And that is what makes this interesting. Because when that happens, you start to falsely assume that this is what the entire hobby looks like now. The entire hobby is now this really, really horrible, terrible thing that people are... Yeah, you start to think that the entire hobby is like that. That the entire hobby is full of scammers. The entire hobby is full of whatnot streamers. The entire hobby is full of people who are trying to scalp every single thing possible. Because once you interact with that content, the algorithm is just going to keep feeding you that stuff, and you will think this is everywhere. But really, the only place where it is in fact everywhere is your feed. And I know this sounds crazy, but the reason I want to do this content is exactly to show how that is just not the case. How that is just not true when you are in a card show or when you're at a card show. How this is one of the best hobbies to get into as a family. How this is one of the best hobbies to get into as a side gig. Not because of the money, but because of just how much positive energy you are charged with by the end of an otherwise very tiring day of interacting with people because of Pokemon cards. It is the best thing that I've started doing probably for a very long time now. It is one of the most enjoyable experiences, one of the most enjoyable things that I've done, full stop, and the best side gig that I've ever started. And yes, sometimes I meet these people, and do you know what I do to them? Last time it happened in the Facebook group that I like going to, where I buy, cards, basically. Some bad actors started turning up. And they started, charging people, or like they started asking abhorrent prices for sealed product. And you know what the mods said? And I agreed with them 100%. They said, just ignore them. Ignore the scalpers. That's what makes them go away. And people obliged. People started ignoring them. And now they're gone. Yeah. It's working, right? Unlike this matchup for me. So the reason I actually want to make more content, the more, negative the other side gets, is because I want to show just how positive the actual real side of it is. I want to show people just how much fun this truly is. Because here is the thing, by the way, very quick side note here. If you just want to play the TCG, because people say this should be a kid's game, and now it's being gate-kept from kids. Untrue. Here is why. If you just want to treat this as a game, because that's what people are saying, right? It's a kid's game. It's a kid's card game. Very good. If you want to treat it as a card game, it is the cheapest TCG ever to get into. Check out every single deck that has won any major event in the last 3 years. What you will notice is that you can buy the entire deck for usually less than 40 euros. 40 euros for a deck that is able to win worlds. That is extremely cheap. Try to do that with Warhammer. Try to build an army for 40 euros. Have fun with that. This is the cheapest game. Why? Because the cards that you're actually using for the TCG, this Mega Steelix right here in my hand, right? This doesn't exist in real life. But if it did, this would probably cost, I don't know, let's say 100 euros. But you're not using this Steelix. You're using this Steelix. I mean, this would probably be like 3 euros in the real Pokemon TCG. You wouldn't even be using this. You would be using the one that's the ugliest. That kind of looks like this. And that would cost you 5 euro cents. It is not gate kept. The game is not gate kept. The game is the cheapest game you can get into to play with your kid, and even competitively. So the other thing that people are saying is that there is not enough sealed product, or like there's just not enough product. Everything is too expensive. You are forced to be buying from scalpers. Also untrue. Because here's the thing. Who is forcing your hand to actually buy from the scalpers? Well, but you might be saying, hey, but like, it's like, how am I gonna get cards then? Well, it's so simple that as well. You just buy the cards that have already been opened. Many times you can just work out a really, really good deal if you do that. Many times, so many cards, every single set maybe has 1 or 2 chase cards. Yes, some of the cards will cost 1,000 euros, and it would be nicer to just buy a couple of packs and open the card from them. But do you know what that's called? That's gambling. That's not collecting. You're not a collector in that case. You're a gambler in that case. Fair game if you want to do that. But don't blame the hobby for not giving you the ability to gamble more, when the ability to just buy the thing you want is everywhere. Everywhere. I've started collecting cards, and I have this lovely little Charizard right here. I think the cheapest that you can buy this from on Card Market, at least in a couple of days ago, the cheapest you could buy this card for, but we can check this out. A couple of days ago, cheapest you could buy this card for was, I think, 350 euros. Let's actually check that. Let me just do my turn. We've called Professor and Lucky Pop as well, because I kind of want to save the DD. I don't think I will be able to, but hey, we're making it as hard as possible for my opponents. And this was a free heal, so yeah. And the turn. So anyway, this Charizard, let's see how much it costs now. This is the new 199. So if you don't care about the condition, if you're okay buying a copy that is played, kind of like this one. Ah, yeah, this is, you can see this has some damage, right? It has some scratching, it has some tearing. So a horrible, and by the way, it's also in German. A horrible condition card like this, you can buy for 200 euros. 200 euros because it's still Charizard. I mean, it has the Charizard tax. And let's add in English as a language. Let's add in minimum condition of near mint. Let's see what that goes for. Let's see what that goes for. So yeah, cheapest is 349. This one looks pristine on the back. We can't really see it from the front, so that's kind of weird. Kind of sus. I would probably not go for that in that case. I'd probably just go for this one. Or if I want to buy from someone reputable, right? Like this guy has 1k sales. And this is what the card looks like. Yeah, you can see it has a bit of like, this would not get a PSA 10, but it is probably a near mint card. What about this one? I can see the front here properly. Yeah, anyway. If I wanted to buy this card right now, it would cost me 350 euros to buy. How much would it cost me to open it? Well, let's take a quick look. Also, let's play the turn before I, finish yapping. For me to actually try and pull this card, I would need to buy something like a 151 booster bundle. You can't really buy the ETBs anymore at a reasonable price. So, yeah. Let's see if the booster bundle... Let's see if they're able to give us the booster bundle. Have you got any good pulls? You mean in so in Pokemon TCG Pocket? Not really. In Pokemon TCG, I don't really open cards. I don't really open packs. I don't do that. It's not showing us anything. Why is it not getting us anything? Oh my god. Okay, 151. We'll get to the bottom of this. So let me play my turn, I guess. Okay. There we go. Booster boxes. There we go. So a 151 booster box starts at 55 if it's some other language, but it's more like 150 euros. It's more like 150 if you want to buy the English. So you would have to open this Charizard from 3 booster bundles. No, basically you would have to open this Charizard from 2 booster bundles. Otherwise, it's not worth for you to buy this. It is easier to just buy the Charizard itself. See what I'm trying to get at here? And if you're thinking, well, okay, but you know, the prices are being driven up because this, because that. Yeah, but 151, you might be saying the prices are being driven up because people are scalping this and what have you. The thing is, 151 has been around for so long that it's not really being printed anymore. It's a old set at this point, and the print runs have ended. If you want to get into the game and you want to get into collecting 151, it's going to cost you more because these cards are not being printed anymore. I think maybe there will be like one more print runs for something obscure. We definitely had a few print runs last year, but it is nearing the end of its life cycle, right? And it is just not something you can do something about. It's just the name of the game. If anything, we should be mad at the Pokemon company for not, getting us, I don't know, 252, which would be first 2 generation Pokemon and some really cool new artworks and stuff like that. But instead, people are mad at the time they were born into, which is, nowadays, which is when you can't really get these booster packs anymore off the shelves. It's just not something you can do about. It's just not something you can do. It's just not a thing you can do something about. You could be mad. You could be mad saying. You could be mad at the game saying, "Hey, I want to collect, base set, but like every base set card is now 5,000. Every base set Charizard is now over 1,000 euros." And it's like, yeah, because base set has finished its print run 20 something years ago. There's not much you can do about that. If you want to buy Pokemon, and this is where we get to the #1 rule of Pokemon, opening stuff, which is you don't open old sets, you open the newest sets, and the newest sets are usually available. They are available despite what the internet might try to force down your brain to think. They are available. They are available in Hungary, especially Perfect Order. Perfect Order is available everywhere. It has some nice artwork. You can buy it at MSRP. Ascended Heroes, bit trickier, but you can also still buy that at MSRP. What I'm doing is I have really good relationship with one of the TCG shops that are just about to open its doors for the physical location, and they have also for the physical location, and they also have a web shop. I have good relationship with them. They have this like program where I can get a subscription with them, and then I get priority queue. Priority queue is I get to buy stuff from them before it just flies off of the shelves. And that's great because I was able to buy 2 Ascended Heroes ETBs that I've opened. I have been able to buy that box, which is an Ascended Heroes, this the Gardevoir collection or whatever. I have it. I could buy 1. I couldn't buy 15, but why do I want to buy 15? Yeah. So you have all these options everywhere. But nowadays the hobby is just in a state. You have these options everywhere, but nowadays the hobby is just in this state where it's not worth to open packs. There are so many cards, by the way, so many that are so cheap, extremely so, and it is so much better to just better and easier to just buy what you want, because there are so many people who open way too many packs, and you can buy stuff from those people. So the entire argument of how this hobby is toxic, run by scalpers, is just untrue. It's just the internet wanting you to think that, because that's what gets clicks. And the reason I wanna do content that is the opposite of that is to show that this is artificial. Yes, are there problems? Yes, there are problems. Are there scalpers? Yes, there are scalpers. But there is also so much stuff you can just do in this hobby without ever having to pay attention to the scalpers and what they are doing. It is, if you are thinking that this hobby is being ruined by scalpers or things like that, that is just the algorithm and the videos you choose to click on, nothing else. Because I have been to these Pokemon card events and it was so cool. It was such a blast to have these events. It was so positive and just uplifting, seeing so many happy faces, really, of people who were able to, you know, get the cars they want and also just have fun, because it is out there, and you can see it from videos, like you can see it from people like Coop or like Deep Pocket Monster, that there is another side to this hobby. It's just, yeah. And so I want to join the people who make these. I want to join the folks who are making this kind of content, because I think this is a side of the TCG, the side of the hobby that just needs to be showcased more and more. Because with the more attention, because the more attention there is on Pokemon or anything, the more negativity content is just going to be produced about it, which is nothing. There's nothing we can do about that. There's nothing we will ever be able to do about that, except make good content as well. Okay, that was my TED Talk. Not really sure how I want to handle this situation, because I guess we can kind of do this, right? And then mega this. And I think this is it. Yeah. This is forcibly it as well, but yeah. Okay. We're sacrificing the Onyx, hopefully. It will take the bait. I don't understand why it was only 6. Amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon is 5 or more. Oh, right. Okay. It only takes the active into account. Interesting. Which is problematic, because I mean, this needs a bit more energy than is 5 or more. We can kind of force that, right? We can keep this alive for now. I think that's what I want to do. This might be a mistake, but here is the thing. So unless they play an energy on the Ogerpon, nothing will happen. And I will even play starting planes. Onyx will just survive very, very easily. I end my turn. Okay, so they did go for the Ogerpon, which is honestly fine. I'm trying not to focus on the fact that they have a superior. They've had a superior by turn 5. This is a kind of a cool deck, but not really, because it relies on Celebi. I wish they just not used Celebi. Maybe starting planes was a bit of a mistake now that I think about it. We also kind of really want a better hand. I'm going to copycat here. Well, we're not given a better hand, that's for sure. I think it was a mistake. I think copycatting was a mistake, honestly. And also starting planes. So I have made my own situation worse here. I should have just kept the Cyrus. I don't know. I don't really know why I did what I did. I guess I was trying to fish for heals, which we will need to survive here. I don't think we will win. Depends, because Celebi can always just keep flipping heads, which would be ideal actually. This is horrible. Don't quite have enough damage on the on anything basically, including a Leafeon. So I wonder what the play is going to be in this case. I mean, if they sack the Leafeon and we can kind of dodge the Celebi, we should be fine, right? As long as we... So we survive this. Never mind. Yeah, I'm not really having... I'm having second thoughts of trying to make it to Masterball with these two deck lists, because it's just so it's so slow. We have basically made no progress with these decks. I don't think, especially with this deck list, I don't think I'm making too many mistakes. Like, this is just yeah, 45.5%, which is, yeah, 20 wins, 24 losses. It is to be expected with these deck lists. I had a 70% win rate with Manectric, which was a bit too high. We got lucky there. But here it's such a drag. So I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. We've taken a longer time to get well, we still aren't. We basically started in 3, so here in Ultra 3, and we've managed to get to the halfway point in more time than it took for me to go from Great Ball 2 to Master Ball on my alt account with Manectric. That is something to think about. At that point, it's not really just the just, you know, bad luck or whatever is what I'm trying to say. But yeah. Okay, Brock is nice to have. Pumpkaboo is, of course, going to turn into. I've never played against this deck where Pumpkaboo didn't, you know, evolve just turn 3 or 4. Yep, Gorgeist. Every single time they're able to evolve. How they do that? It's witchcraft. I don't know. I really don't. Whereas I'm just stuck with. They have already managed to evolve 2 Pokemon. I've managed to get 1. Oh well, typical Tank's luck, I guess. I'm able to keep this one alive at the very least, so that's good. Also play starting planes. That kind of interferes with Peculiar Plaza for them, so that's nice. Starting planes. I will, if we manage to Lucky Pop one more time, I won't play it a third time. Cool. Nice. Okay, we won't play it a third time. This is enough. What we will do is hope for a heads. Sweet. Okay. Now we just need some kind of drawing card. Basically, we only have Professor. I can't really copycat in this situation. Brock. It's not really ideal. There's not much I can do here. We can only really just do this. At least his heads. This thing is 20 more damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile, which is 90 at this point, right? For each psychic Pokemon. Okay, 110 on the Houndstone. Mega Steelix is finally here. I think we should be able to survive. Yeah, I mean, very much so, but it will come down to lucky popping here, unfortunately. I hate that, but unfortunately, that's the name of the game here. Because now it's going to be one. Let's try and calc this, okay? So it's gonna be 5 Pokemon, 5 psychic Pokemon in the grave. So this is 150. It's attacking for 150, which means we're taking 110 damage, which is honestly fine. Because 110 we can just overheal using Pokecenter and Lucky Pop. Even if it doesn't pop, we're fine, is what I'm trying to say. Professor, I will. This is very dicey. So Professor could be better here. Let's just Lucky Pop first. Let's see what happens. Cool. If it pops, okay. If it pops, I'll Professor. Because we might get, we need to get an Indeedee. It would be so nice to get an Indeedee. We don't get an Indeedee, but we do get another pop, so that's good. We'll do this. We'll just keep popping, basically. We'll use up all of the pops. Or we might not do that, because Lucky Pop will pop, 17 times this one. And yeah, they will just quit. No, yeah, that's not going to happen. That's fine, though. This is more than enough healing. Because again, now that we've attacked, this is going to be 150. We will down to 50 HP. We really need, like, last 4 cards. 2 of those are Indeedees and 2 of those are Pokeballs. It's kind of ridiculous, if you ask me. That's a bit of a problem. Not gonna lie. Maybe not that much. But why use 2 of those? That's very strange. This entire deck list is strange. We get 1 DDs. Yeah, the thing is, this is very unfortunate. If this Onyx had just gone 1 turn earlier, we would be able to switch around, kill the Houndstone, Bob's your uncle, we win. But this way, we're pretty much banking on the chance that this Houndstone is not able to evolve. It's pretty much what we need to do. If it does evolve, we lose. If it does not, we win. It boils down to luck. Had we just got this a turn earlier, we would be able to just jump back with this one, jump, yeah, whatever. Because this turn we need to get rid of the Houndstone. Nothing will matter if we don't. What is this, by the way? Discard a card from your hand if you can. Okay. So it's attacking for 30. Yeah, we lose. Okay. Super unfortunate. Yeah, whatever. Let's just move on. I don't really care, honestly. I might get fed up with this and switch over to Manectric and just sweep the entire rest of the... Because it's just... As much as I'm trying my best with Steel-type decks, I really want to take Steel-type decks just once to the top. It's just not happening. It's just not good enough. None of these decks are good enough. Or maybe it's just my luck. I mean, 2 Indeedis and 2 Pokeballs as the last 5 cards. It's kind of ridiculous. Not much we can do. This is a pretty good turn 1, but our hand is empty. It would be nice to get Copycat here. I wonder if I should be playing 2 Copycats. I wonder if that would solve problems better. Because I don't think it matters necessarily. I'm checking deck lists out. Let's see. So latest deck lists don't really use more than 1. Yeah. In that case, maybe it's just my luck, actually. I mean, right now I sort of made a mistake against Suicune specifically, but... we might get lucky heads here. If not, we pretty much lose. Yeah, that's rough. Okay, I need to take a quick break. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. And I've got a chocolate bar. A protein bar. Okay. We keep losing, not very optimal. Okay. I keep seeing people play this deck. This is actually good. This is actually meta now. Or is it just a free deck? It can't be, because this is the chance to pick Torchic. This is an OG player. Maybe they're like me, they don't want to play the they don't want to play Suicune. So top used decks. 10% of the people, this is for tournaments, of course. Suicune back scale, 10 point, almost 11%. Win rate 5184. Hydreigon Mega Absol is another 10%. 5177. Mega Charizard XY is at 4831. I might switch that deck. Technically, my deck should be better in terms of win rates. But it doesn't feel like that. Very strange. Maybe I should just play the Greninja Mega Absol deck. I think we die now. This is so stupid. There's no way for me to recover from a tempo loss of that scale. Have I become the coin flip deck? Not looking good for us. This matchup is actually... Yeah. Like we lose this probably. No, it's fine. Okay, I don't think I want to... playing this deck is just torture. So we lose against Suicune Excalibur. 28% of the... The win rate... I can't. Words. Win percentage against Suicune Excalibur in this deck is 30%. Mega Charizard, 40. Oh, sorry, wait, this is Mega Charizard. At this point, it's just struggle. It's just a struggle. It's not casual at all. How do I go back? I hate this website, by the way. It's so laggy. I see. Okay, so the reason this deck is good because we have a good matchup into Mega Man X Zero Aura, which we have not seen today. We also have a good matchup into Suicune Backscale, which we're not seeing today. And we have a good matchup into Caesar Rev, which we have not seen today. We've seen one with Suicune Backscale, to be fair. One. And then everything else is an uphill battle. We're unable to beat Venusaur. We're unable to beat all these like Greninja things. But no, it doesn't look that bad. We're unable to beat Charizard for sure. Bellyball Zero Aura, we have actually... Okay, we're unable to really beat Gorgeist Houndstone, which is to be expected. I don't know. What a weird deck. What is our best matchup? Okay, but something with actual data, please. There we go. Like Mega Manectric stuff. We're not getting those decks at all. Okay, we've got the water deck. We should be able to win here. I'm just playing incorrectly, apparently. Yeah, like 61 points. Yeah. We have a 61% chance here. Let's see if it happens. Because so far they have a good start, we have a bad start. We have what I would consider a very, very bad start. And they're also going second, which helps them. Yep. We will need to get another Pokeball next turn. Otherwise, we pretty much lose. I love this artwork so much. Kodama is really good. The artist of that, Champao. Champao is able to just snatch these DDs, right? Okay. I don't think we can win. I just don't see us winning. Okay, starting Plaza actually helps against Champao. But we don't have Poke. Yeah, we can't win like this. We cannot win like this. Yeah, where the hell is Onyx at? I mean, we can heal to full here. It's just we're behind by so much. Finally, okay. Maybe we will be able to do something here. Maybe, but it's down to luck, unfortunately, on our part. I'm considering switching this deck out for something that doesn't rely on luck as heavily. I didn't realize just how much this deck relies on Onyx's dig proccing. I just didn't realize that. And I hate playing those decks, I keep saying, right? So, okay, so far so great. I've had garbage luck with Steelix on ranked as well. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? It's like you have to have luck with this deck. I really thought that luck in this deck is just kind of a gimmick. Yeah, like dig is kind of a gimmick. No, like previous or like 2 turns ago or like 2 games ago with, because I have to be able to hit. What was that? Was it Suicune? I low-key forgot. I had to be able to hit dig. Oh no, right, it was Blaziken. I had to be able to win. Oh yeah, I can't win. Yeah, I forgot about Champao. Yeah, never mind. Nah, I'm not playing this deck. Unfortunately, it really is luck dependent and not skill dependent. That's what I conclude with this deck. So yeah, I think I might actually feel like playing Suicune, because I don't really want to play this game necessarily, as weird as that might sound. I like playing this game, Pokemon TCG Pocket, for the pulling of the cards and also the rewards you get for getting the Master Ball. So this to me is kind of like just like the dailies, just like a daily mission. This is a monthly mission, get to Master Ball. I like doing that. I just don't like sort of giving myself a really bad time just because I want to make it with a... Yeah, I feel like Silly Dex does better in tournaments compared to rank, which has more variety. Yeah, I completely agree. I think I completely agree with that. Okay. So I'm not really sure how to play this deck. I mean, I know exactly how to play this deck. What I'm trying to say is I'm not really sure how to build this deck. What's the thing nowadays that people use with Suicune? I haven't actually taken Suicune's Master Ball ever. I think maybe once, maybe in the very beginning. So okay, let's say let's see a recent deck list. People are using starting planes in this. Like, so yeah, just like I thought, you don't really use backscale. Do we have the gold backscale? Is that my alt account? I think it's my alt account. Check the deck that one Pocket Mads recently. Yeah. That is actually the one we're checking. So Copycat. They're not using Irida, that's the difference. They're using Pokecenter Lady, which honestly, I understand that. I had so many... I played against so many gimmick decks today. Where's my Pokecenter Lady? There we go. Cyrus, because of course, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Giant Capes, starting planes, inflatable boat. I have something else. Oh yeah, I have Lucky Pop. Yeah, I guess I understand why that's not that important. Yeah, let's just go with this deck list, honestly. Lucky, inflatable boat. Where is it? Where are you? There we go. And starting planes. I mean, I feel like Suicune starting planes double Giant Cape or Champao for that matter is really good. Okay. I feel like playing this deck because it's not fun trying to just grind something that it's just not going to happen. I feel like even if I were able to take Suicune, I mean, even if I were able to take there we go. Even if I were able to take Suicune to Masterball, okay, I keep saying Suicune, what I mean is Steelix. Even if I were able to take Steelix to Masterball, it would mainly just be down to luck, which is, yeah, first of all, the matchup would need to be lucky, and then I also need to, I didn't realize just how much that deck depends on luck. It depends way more on lucky ice pops popping. It depends on way more dig working. It depends on way more of those things. I thought those were just gimmicks in the deck, but now having played it, I can see that that is not the case at all. Talking about gimmicks, Darkrai. So I love when they start like this, and I also wish them the ability to never draw Leaf. Depends on Brock as well. Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. If like, yeah, there is just the best start you can have with Steelix is almost a guaranteed win because you set up the Steelix so fast that the opponent is not able to do anything. And the worst start you can have with it, even if it only lasts for like a couple of turns, it is enough for you to not to just kind of not be able to win at all. Even against, yeah, because Chen Pao was able to set up on me because Onyx was turn 7, I think, right? Which is just not something I'm interested in, right? Okay, Backscale should be able to quickly finish this, which is nice. Finish the Darkrai. Oh, there they have the Leaf. It doesn't matter ultimately, right? Because also, like, please someone tell me why. Like, why? Why? Are you actually going to go 2 things on this when you could go 3 energy on this guy and just, you know, be done with it? Okay. I don't want to heal, I don't think. Yep. So if this Froakie... okay, I kind of have to heal. I don't... I'm not sure if these... I've seen so much randomness today that I was thinking, hey, maybe they have Greninja EX, which would be able to KO the Backscale, which would be bad. So yeah, I didn't take any chances there. I didn't want to take any chances there. I have seen the most random things today. What was that? What was that other deck? It was Darkrai something and also Typhlosion. And I was like, what? So yeah. Could have been Greninja EX. That was good. Yeah. That's what I was thinking, you know. I can't take any chances. Now I'm setting myself behind because now I really need to like roll heads. So maybe I should have taken the L there and say, okay, you know what? If it's Greninja EX, I just... Okay, we logged out, so that's great. But, excuse me. But yeah. Okay, we need to do Ice Maker. Next time we'll be able to... Yeah, next time we should be able to win with Chen Pao, is what I'm trying to say. Right? Yeah. I think so. Unless they Mars our hand. What an interesting way. Okay, if they have the Greninja, we are in a bit of trouble. Cool, they don't have it. Sweet. Yeah, I think I would much rather play this deck. I think our deck, the way it's built, the way this deck list is built, am I crazy for saying that this one doesn't take any luck? I mean, but by that I mean we don't have like any coin flips or anything. Yeah, we don't have any coin flips in this deck, which is a welcome change. Looks like a win to me. Yeah, you know it. And we had a pretty subpar opening. I mean, no Suicune. We haven't even seen it at all. And yet we were able to kind of just win. Okay, now this is a good start. We do have the deck. We are facing the deck that is probably able to KO us very, very quickly. So I'm thinking we might need to sacrifice this Suicune. The one in the lead. Always a tricky thing to do. Okay, let's just see how this plays out, because I think priority number 1 needs to be just drawing as many cards as possible. I think I'm going to pop 1 energy on this Suicune. Why not? And starting planes, we'll wait. We'll wait with that, because they might have training area, and I want to be able to cancel that. Okay, I guess we can just go into the other Suicune. It doesn't really matter. Pokeballs would be nice here. And of course they flip heads. Nice. Asking the 8 shower save. Fridge. What do I put the energy on? Probably Chen Pao, to be honest. I'm not making a mistake by doing this, right? He had the Mega. I was hoping for him not having the Mega as well, but it's unrealistic. They also had Copycat, so like, yeah, fine, it's fine. The only way I see us being able to win this is Chen Pao snatching the back row, which will be tricky to do. Loads of things would have to go right here. So, first of all, Pokeball getting us the other Frigibacks. That's a given. That's the only thing that can't go wrong, which is nice. We also need to rare candy into the other backscale. We will need to sort of keep our hand. We will need to have the stadium in play without it being cancelled, because this is the only way Chen Pao lives. They mustn't have... If they have Sabrina, we lose. If they have training field thing, we also lose. If we don't get back scout, okay, we did get the back scout, we lose. So the only way for us to win is if because they got a bit greedy putting down the other Manectric. So if by some miracle none of that happens, then we win. Otherwise, I have to accept the loss. So that means there's no Sabrina. That's already great. If they're not able to cancel the stadium, we might stand a chance here. Okay, good. Oh my god, we win. That was so random. Oh my god, because we have been missing giant capes as well. Okay, he won't be happy about this. Yep, there we go. Nice win, thank you. That was the only way I saw out of this. It could have failed in so many different ways, but it didn't. So that's cool. Sometimes we can get lucky, or I suppose our opponents can get unlucky. So yeah. Also, like, why do I have this on the UI still? Yeah. Let's see if we get a better matchup this time around. Pax was so clutch. Exactly, yeah. We had it in the hands. That was the easy part. We had it in the hands. The hard part was, number one, keeping it, and number two, keeping the field spell on the field. I keep saying field spell, but that's Yu-Gi-Oh, but whatever. You understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, now that we've switched over to this deck, all we're going to see is freaking like lightning decks. Which honestly, so far, we're doing great against them. Because lucky for us, this deck is only the Suicunes are, you know, vulnerable to lightning. Everything else is vulnerable to steel. Okay, let's just try and this is also the slow deck. This is the control. It plays completely differently from Electric. This is probably Belly Bolt. Okay, kind of a shame we started. If we could get the inflatable boat thingy, I would have a cool play with that. So this deck doesn't really depend too much on status, so I feel okay doing this. But here is the catch. I might want to do Copycat instead, which I think is what I will be going for. The only question I need to ask here is, do I want to switch this fridge out? I don't think I do. I think it was Megaton. I guess it's Magneton. That will also damage one on your bench. Yeah, Magneton. You think? I don't think so. I've never seen that being played. I think, yeah. I think this could be potentially a mistake, but I'd rather have the Suicune in the front. It's just my hunch. Because I want to be able to no. I want to Copycat, sorry. Because if they go Magneton, the one that I'm thinking about, then we are fine. We're so fine. Yeah. We go Giant Cape. And Rare Candy. The mistake is me taking way too long to... Oh, no. I'm an idiot. I've already done that. Okay, this is it. This is what I wanted. This is the game state I wanted. Cool. Just in the nick of time. Okay. Because now we're drawing cards. We use the good Copycat. Cyrus, wasting the Cyrus like that, honestly, I'm fine. I'm fine them doing that. Here's the Magnus I was thinking about. I think I won't be calling the... So, side note, this deck might have Guzma, so I'll be careful of that. Classic Magnus are not the new one. Yeah, no one uses... I've not seen the new one being used, like, ever. I will keep the starting planes in the hand for now. I think that's... Yeah. Only thing I'm afraid of is me getting, or them getting a big, yeah, they didn't have it yet. Them getting of a big copycat, which is going to happen right now. Okay, you don't have, cool. That's good. This thing is going down the next turn, unless, of course, they manage to evolve it. Some people use it, phase it like 2 or 3 times. Really? That's intriguing, because the entire thing that keeps this deck together is this Magneton. This is how you're able to, you know, basically do anything that you are required to do. Okay, now we're in a really good game state. I love it. I love this one. And I think I'll also go Giant Cape. We need the back scowl. We would really, really prefer if the back scowl stayed alive because Oricorio. And would they pair it with Mega Manectric, not with this deck? Ah, okay. And in that case, it makes sense. We're pretty much able to snatch this Magneton. That Clement is dead. There we go. There's the other fridge. I think I feel comfortable getting into Suicune, or going into Suicune rather. And because I either do that. Wait. The Tadbulb is a sitting duck. It is literally doing nothing. So what I should do is Chen Pao, boat back. Oh wait, I can't boat back. I'm an idiot. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can just do this. Yeah, give me the Ice Maker. They will regret not putting the flipping poncho on the Magneton. What was I so afraid of? Even if they have Cyrus, they're not able to snatch the back scowl with Oricorio. Yep, that's a concede, because I had the other back scowl already in the hand, ready to go, and that means Chen Pao is able to snatch a Tadbulb wherever it is, even if it turns into Belly Bolts. In that case, we would have had, yeah, basically the same place, just they get one more turn. Cool. Awesome. And again, I hope no one who's watching me right now, no one who's watching this stream right now is going to be disappointed if we don't keep playing this game, because I don't want to. Like I said, I want to do the weekly stuff. I want to do the monthly stuff in this game. I kind of just want to have a vibe sometimes opening packs. That's it. That's all that's all this game is to me now. I will never spend any money in it, and neither should you. It is so easy. Nobody here is watching silently. Nobody's here watching silently except for you then. So yeah, I hope that's gonna be fine. I don't want to be a Pokemon TCG Pocket streamer / content creator. I just like this game for what it is. And I'll keep praising it for what it is. It's a really good game to kind of, and I know this sounds weird, but it's a really good game to just collect cards in. I know these are every single card here are not, like, nothing here is real, right? Every single card here is they only exist here. Every single card is just a digital thing. But I still think this is a great game to experience what it's like to open packs, but you get to do that completely for free. And And doing that is, or focusing on that and making these like binders and stuff, that is what's good about this game. That is what's chill about this game. Yeah, pretty chill game in my opinion. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Mantike charging Mantike. Crazy. By the way, what is this deck? What is Mantike? What uses Mantike? This could be... No, this can't be Caesar. Because the energy is not the correct one. I mean, our luck with this deck is just something else. Look at that. I mean... I was debating whether to put the other Suicune down or not. Maybe I'll do that next turn. If they call something crazy, we have Chen Pao ready to go, right? Yeah. What was this deck? We will never know. Double Mantike. Maybe those were the only Pokemon in the deck. I don't know. Oh no, you know what that was? I actually realized what that was. It was probably Slowbro. Which, I'm sorry, that's just not a good card. Slowbro is just bad. Unfortunately. Okay, we have a star that you could consider pretty bad, especially against this monstrosity. Let's see how it plays out. Because I mean, we do have the Professor. I wish this game had a bit more of a bit more interaction. I'll try and explain what I mean by that after the ad break. I can't pause the game, but because we have ads on Twitch, I will explain what I mean momentarily. I'm also thinking maybe it's better just going to Suicune, honestly. Because if they somehow manage to get Chen Pao asleep, we will be sitting ducks, which I don't want. Give me a moment. I will go and fetch some water. Ads will end in like 25 seconds. Ugh. Okay. Of course they have Leaf, because of course they have Leaf. Doesn't really matter too much for now. Good. Another Suicune. Kind of reluctant to play it. But I think that might be the play here. Because our hand is getting a bit fat. Not gonna lie. I don't want to play starting planes, even though that's probably good for us. Problem is it's also good for them. So here's what we're going to do instead. I will... It doesn't look like they have too many cards they can play. So I'm just going to hope that it's not like, oh, I guess I can go down to 2 cards in the hand and then one of those is copycat. I'm really going to hope for that. Because this copycat is not much. This is not doing anything. This is not giving them +1. This was a -1, right? Yeah, it was, I think, because they had 6 cards in the hand. They had a pretty dead hand, which is great. Great news for us. Because next turn we're able to Poke-Lady, get the Igglybuff off of the field, and still be in a very chill position. And we might not even have, not even have to do that if this is heads, which it is. Look at that. Looking for the Swablu real bad. Yeah, facts. He found it. He found it, I guess. I would not mind a Baxcalibur, to be perfectly honest here. Okay. Our hand is getting really, really fat now. So I'll pop the giant cape. Hopefully they don't have what I think they have. Hopefully they don't have what I'm thinking about, which is, what's that card? Guzma. Guzma. Okay, do you have... Okay, there we go. There we go with the back scowl. If they have one more Pokemon and Altaria, okay, they're able to take the Suicune, which is, I suppose that's fine-ish. Yep. Brazilian, I just had an 8-game loss streak. Jesus, this game can be a sleep. Iggly deck. This game and the sleep Iggly deck, yeah. Tell me about it. It's horrible sometimes. It is absolutely horrible sometimes. 1 game of Master 2. Oh my god. Sorry to hear that. Should have maybe healed Suicune. I didn't want to, because I was like, if they have one more Pokemon, which I was pretty sure they had a very good chance of having, then I would have wasted Poke-Center Lady. That was my reasoning. I could have been mistaken, but yeah. Because the thing is, if I do this, it would be really nice to have the other backscale as well, or getting closer to having it. We still don't have that, because Suicune's able to do really good damage on Altaria. Now I'm okay playing starting planes, actually. Or were they waiting for this? I don't know, because I was waiting with starting planes for them to play their field spell, which is, or stadium, I should say. I keep saying field spell. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! I was waiting for them to play training area. And now I might have made a mistake. Okay. Second back scout is just a bit too late. I'm really thinking what could be the good angle here. Because even with that, if they just have one Pokemon, they can pop in the back, the Suicune is dead. So I'm thinking, and I know this sounds or seems stupid, but what we're going to do is recall this, Champal, I'm just going to attack for 20. I know it sounds stupid. I know it seems stupid. I know it is stupid. I will also use this. I will even Poke Center just for the off chance of them not having a another Pokemon. But they have Cyrus. So yeah, this is I know this is not the optimum play at all. We die in so many different scenarios. First of all, if they have training area, we will die. If they have Cyrus and one more Pokemon, we will die. Which I'm pretty sure they have, right? Okay, so far nothing. Yep, cool. Yeah. So in the end, it doesn't even matter. Just to quote a very famous band from a long time ago. That was well played by them. I feel like they had minimum luck. I had an okay start, they had an okay start. I think they just played better. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I'll take the L. I'll take the L here. Suicune is good. Going second is not good, especially against lightning. Especially Iono makes me think Belly Bolt, which benefits from going second. This, however, looks to be Manectric with one Oricorio, which is the deck I have played. I love that deck. Okay, we have a really solid start against them though, so that's great. If it's the other fridge, very good. We're playing everything then. I might not play Suicune just yet, the other one. But then again, I really want to have as lean of a hand as possible, so I think this is not a mistake. This looks good. Imagine getting crazy. Imagine getting Backscal. Would be kind of nice. And we can go starting planes as well. Starting planes here. Okay, there's the Backscal. Look at that. Okay, are we... Am I mad? The thing that we should copycat. I mean, we should copycat for sure. What if we get the other Backscal and Rare Candy? Yeah, it's not gonna happen. would have been one for the clips. This way it's 80 damage, right? I think so. Five cards in the deck. I really don't want to play starting planes until they play, unless I absolutely have to, or until they play training area, because I'm thinking they have it. They almost always have it. Let's only go for the other Backscal. We can heal here as well. I don't want to keep the heals. I think, I think it might be better to go into the Backscal. And we have 4 cards left in the deck, so. But then again, I don't know. I think I'm going in the Backscal. This could be a rookie mistake because I don't have enough experience with the deck, but we'll see about that. Because the thing is, I want them to waste their Cyrus on the Champa, on the Suicune here. Not really sure if this was the correct play. We'll see. We'll see very, very soon. Because Oreo is going down. He's debating whether or not to attack with the Oreo. Because if he attacks with the Oreo, then Manectric is a sitting duck. But if he puts an energy on the Oreo, then on the Manectric, then he's able to attack next turn. The problem is it's only 80, right? So what to do? I guess we will have to copycat. But what is he trying to get? Probably Electric Jenny. Nothing is really happening. Yep, they are taking the L. They're taking the L with that. We haven't lost a single Pokemon yet. So if I jump back, that's -2 energy, 1/1/1. Oh, how interesting. Okay, I think it's worth doing this. I know it sounds crazy or seems crazy, but this is the play. Okay, do we have a Cyrus in the hand? Because then they are able to get this Suicune, but that's it. It's Sabrina. I'm considering giving them this Suicune. That would be kind of dumb to do. So how about we just do... Yeah, we just backscale, basically. Because backscale is not weak. Backscale is not weak. I think we're just pretty much able to go kind of like this. Do I even want to go back? I think I do. It doesn't matter. It's not a problem if I do that. Okay, 90, so they're down to half HP. This deck is not known. Mega Manectric is not known for their healing capabilities, although they do run the Lucky Pop, which, you know, that thing is able to cause miracles. I mean, even if it doesn't pop, even if it's just one, they already survive the next turn, which is unlucky. We'll use starting planes as well. No, they still haven't used their thing. That's the thing, okay? We need to keep starting planes in the hand for now. And I think, yeah, we just keep on hitting it with backscales. And that's it. Because I mean, next turn we have lethal on it, unless miracles happen with, or miracles happen using Lucky Ice Pop, and something crazy comes down that backscale is not able to kill. Okay, They're taking the Suicune. But that, I mean, yeah, they don't have HP. They lost. They lost. Cool. We'll flex on them. I mean, there's no need, but yeah. I was about to go with Suicune. Cool. Let's do one more. Hopefully I rank up and then that's going to be the end of the stream. Because I do have time only until 1 PM. So let's hope for a nice win for the last match of the day. And then we'll finish this tomorrow, probably. Or I might not even finish this. I might do this off stream. Because it's kind of boring. Not gonna lie. Because I wanna start playing the game I was talking about a couple of streams ago. I want to start playing a game that I think we're going to put a lot of time into. And I might want to start with that tomorrow. So yeah. Because we've already wasted, this is the 4th day of, and this is the 4th day of doing this, of playing this game. And I only stream 4 days a week. So yeah. It's a bit too much. Okay, let's go Professor Pokeball. Okay, Champao. Not going to use starting planes for obvious reasons just yet. Suicune should be able to live anything they might throw at us right here, right now. So yeah, the only thing we don't live is a 4-card combo. Oh no, no, that's an impossible combo. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, we live everything. We live Guzma or Red. Shabrida. Champao. That was largely unnecessary and kind of bad. Also, we just have so much in terms of advantage right here. I will copycat as well. Should I starting planes? I think I will, just because I want to get a better copycat. So hopefully they don't use any like stadiums. I don't think that they do normally. This way we get 3 cards. This is +2 basically. Suicune and Cyrus. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take that. So we're all down to 5 cards. They're still at 12. Plus we have removed 1 Dino. Even if they remove the Cyrus from the hand, it won't matter. Because the moment we have the two back scowls, which will be very soon, the moment they do that, like we're just able to Chenpao KO the freaking Absol, the Mega Absol. It wouldn't matter. Cyrus is bye-bye. But again, Cyrus is just bait. It doesn't really matter. Okay, they realize that. They have realized that. But again, this is... Right now, we have a KO on... Yeah, right now we have a KO on the Mega Absol. They can take the Cyrus away all they want. They can even KO the Suicune. It won't matter. They can even KO one of the Frigibaxes. Just not the Suicune and the Frigibax. Okay, it would be appreciated if that thing didn't pop another time. Oh well. Pop me, baby, one more time. They usually use just the one, right? Yeah. I think that Copycat won us the game. If we win. If we win, it will be the turn where we win was the Copycat turn. Because we just have so much advantage. We have 3 cards left in the deck. They have 9. Someone's calling me. Give me a moment. Whoops, I pressed the wrong button. Okay, so we win. That's it. We are now 4, Ultra 4, which is great. I might just do this off stream. I really don't want to like stream me getting to Masterball. It's not as exciting as it is to just actually play a better game, I suppose. We've played enough. We've played enough Pokemon TCG. So yeah. That about it for this stream. Thank you very much for checking me out today. I will be back tomorrow by about 9-ish. So between 9 p.m. and 10. What am I talking about? 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. CEST. So yeah, thank you again for being here today. This was me. Thanks, and yeah, goodbye. Bye bye.